Well, hello again, my friends. You're back again with the Toad. Now we are going to be having a look at the inside of this handle here. We're going to take the scales off and we're going to see what sort of tang it's got, just to see what's hiding. Right then, first off, I just want to say I made another video recently, or it was actually before this one, and I was talking about Anglo Arms moving knives and how they're actually not a bad steel, 440, and treat them gently and whatever, they'll be okay. What I neglected to also mention, obviously, when it comes to buying knives, the steel is obviously important, but also the heat treat is a big one. If they've had a poor heat treat, makes no difference really what sort of steel you're using. It's not going to hold an edge, it's not going to have any strength. If you've got a bad heat treat on it, then you're basically buying normal kitchen cutlery. However, heat treat the thing properly and you've got something special. So, which is what sort of thing you will get when you're buying the more expensive knives, or so I'm led to believe. So obviously a good example here is this screwdriver. That was going to have a completely different heat treat to this. Now I've had this for 10 years and it hasn't let me down once. Works perfectly okay. Oh, okay, I don't use it every single day. It gets used once every couple of months for something or other. I've used it to as a bit of a lever. You know, it's not bent. The tip's still very much usable. I'm guessing it was only the very tip it was heat treated. Who knows what steel it is, but the point is, it works. You know, it's Draper brand, which are one of the budget brands. Nothing wrong with it. I've got quite a few tools from Draper. You know, I've had snap-on and things like that in the past, and they're okay. Don't get me wrong. Having expensive stuff it is nice. You've got that confidence in the product. But if you don't have the money, you use what you've got. It's like I was saying, what's the best knife you own? What's the one you've got in your hand at the moment? You know, if that's what you've got to use, then that's what you've got to use. You can dream about getting better stuff later. Just get the job done. That's really what you're talking about. So, this is the knife off of Rambo 5, 4, I don't know which one Rambo it is. It's the one where he goes and rescues his niece that's been kidnapped by the bad guys, and he has three knives in that one, if I remember right. He's got a bigger version of the cleaver, slightly different one. You see him use that a little bit in the scenes towards the end where he's in the tunnels. It's not the same cleaver as in the other ones. I've seen the models and they're actually slightly different. The one for that movie's got a thicker handle, thicker this way. The earlier one from the earlier Rambo films, actually, it's more narrow. That's the one I've got. Well, that's what it seems to be anyway. For some reason, they made the handles bigger that way on the later models. He has this one, and he has the other one, what they call it, the brain smasher or something they call it. It's a big version of this, if you like. It's got, well, I don't know what it is. I don't really like it, to be honest with you, so I've paid little attention to it. In the film, he has this took off of him quite quickly. You know, it's what it is. This doesn't get any major use. It's not like some of these other Rambo knives where he does all sorts of wonderful things with it. These don't get used that way. Well, this one doesn't anyway. Just a few side special effects on my vape. There, now we shall get on. Right, so this is, like I say, this is what you get. We're not talking about the dimensions of the knife here, it's nothing like that. We're going to have a look inside, see what it is. I have to say, it's a leather sheath. Decent sheath, it's not a bad sheath at all. I'll put this out of the way. So, you know, it's not a badly put away knife. It feels good. I already know what's in there. I took it down off earlier. These were done really tight. It took me a bit to get one done, but they're done now. So yeah, there's a good there. I don't know what the strength is that way. I'm assuming it's going to be okay. As I've said before, this, as far as I'm aware, this is 440 steel. I don't know if it's 440 A, B, C, D, E, F or Z, I don't know. But it's 440, this is what I've been told. Most of these are made with 440 apparently. It's got decent thickness, 5mm I think it is, not quite a quarter of an inch. You know, it's got a good grind on it. It's actually got a very good edge on it, good point. It is sharp, but it's not mentioned that it's full tang or anything like that, but it gives the impression that it's full tang if you look at this. As I say, this was something around £25. You know, you can pay 350, 650, whatever. I've actually had a quick look earlier in between videos, and I saw one for sale for 700. Admittedly, I don't know if that was just the price that particular place was selling them for, or if it's the same as, that's actually the same knife as the one for 300, for instance. It could be one of these, who knows? But that particular web site wanted to charge that much for it. There are some very good versions of these, as I say, with better quality steel, better heat treatment, better fit and finish, and you're probably getting a knife that will last you for life if you treat it well. It's like everything else, treat it badly, it will fail on you. I don't know if there's such a thing as a one of these, any kind of knife that you can just do anything you want to and it will last forever. Maybe there is such a thing, but I haven't heard of it yet, and I doubt very much my budget would allow me to have one. But for now, I'm only buying these things, and I won't be buying any more. But anyway, not at this price, it's not worth me. I'm just wasting money. I have learnt my lesson. Let me just change the focus a little bit on this. Right, let's have a look what we got. That one's coming away. I'm a bit wobbly with this, with getting excited. It's a funny angle for me. It's my spectacle goggles, my reading ones. This is a little bit out of range for me, and it's a bit blurred. It's because I'm doing this with the lens. So the camera thingy-bob is trying to pick it up. So of course I'm not. It's not how I normally would do it. I'll be a bit closer. As I said, my spectacle goggles would be making it clearer, but because I'm doing it at about 18 inches away, I can't quite see what I'm doing. So being that's the case, I'm just going to take it off camera for a second while I finish doing these. Sorry about this. Talking with yourselves while you're waiting. I won't be much longer. But this way I can at least see what I'm doing. A few more minutes, a few more seconds, not minutes. Don't think in minutes, think in seconds. You know, it'll be worth it. Think of a nice song that you have in your head, something you can amuse yourself with for a few moments. And I'm back, and here we are. So I've done these, undone these, put the screwdriver over there because we don't need you anymore. Right. Let's just finish off with our fingers. Oops, I've done it the wrong way round. Oops, each fell out. So, I mean, these attachments are reasonably good quality. You know, it's not cheap and nasty. They're not just stuck an old pin in it. Whoops, I want to keep that there because I don't want to get rid of the surprise. You can go there. Hide yourself away. Oh, where did you go? Oh, here we are. Yeah, so if you have a look, you know, I mean, the attachments aren't bad. Also, it could just have a couple of simple pins stuck in it, but it hasn't. No, there's nothing wrong with them. Put you there, and you just there. Come on, blind old bugger. There we are. So, what we got? This is some sort of plastic, as you can see. It's not G10 or any of them sort of things. I say it's just plastic. As far as I'm aware, it looks like plastic. Feels like plastic. There's no strength in that at all. You know, it's meant to imitate some sort of ebony wood by the look of it. Easy if you want to replace it. It's very easy because, I say, you've just seen it come up quite well. You know, there's a bit of work put into this. Keep it, give it the finish it's got. There. Now for the obvious reveal. There we are. And there you have it. I have mentioned this type of thing in the past. In some of them, I've seen them where they're just a single. It's just a single rat tail on one little spot weld sitting just there. And that is the idea is as the narrator of that video said, if anybody uses these in anger, bang, it'll break just there. So it can't be used in that way as a weapon. In this case, obviously there's more. You find a lot of wall hanger knives are done this way. They won't have a full tang. What they will have is this. And then what is then attached to it is up to whoever's done it, I suppose. I don't know. But sometimes they say they're I've actually seen one that's welded completely around. It was ground out and welded and actually attached, and I don't know if that would be how good that quality that would be for making it strong. I'm assuming it'd be okay. It's only as strong as it's weld, I suppose. But the way it looked to me is it gave it more strength than just having a few spot welds. But having said that, there were 4 spot welds on both sides. This could have just had 1 spot weld, it would have been enough to hold it, but there's been 4 spot welds put in. So, how strong that will be, I don't know. But as you can see, that's what's behind it. So you can see the two metals, the 2 pieces. What that is compared to that, I don't know. Again, this is a mystery to me as much as it is to the rest of us. But now you can see what is behind this. And what you find is behind most wall hangers. I say this is almost exactly the same as what I saw on the Conan wall hanger knife I saw recently for sale. I saw that, the rest of it wasn't attached, but you can actually see in that case where there was only 1 mark just there where a spot weld's been put on, which would have been on the original one, but it was taken apart and taken off and cleaned up. In this case, as you see, like I said, there's 4. So there's some work being put into this. As far as, like I said, as far as strength, I wouldn't have a clue. If you bought this and wanted to strengthen it up, and you clean this all out, you know, I've not welded for many years, but you obviously, I would say you'd have to grind out a little bit, give a bit of a weld to get your weld into, and you do a weld on both sides. You could, I would say, I'm assuming you could make this actually reasonably strong and strong enough to use anyway, if you wanted to do that. But this is it. So yeah, so bearing that in mind, if you do want to buy yourself one of these at this price, this is from Anglo Arms, and you want to take it apart and strengthen the handle, that's what you got. If you've got a welder at home, do it. If I had a welder, I'd be doing it now. You take it'll reassure you a little bit more that it's stronger than a normal wall hanger, but that doesn't mean to say you know anything about, you don't know what the heat treatment of this is, you're only guessing what the steel is. It's very difficult. You have to, the person that told me that these are 440 said it took him many hours of trolling the internet, going to different sites before I actually found out what the steel was. And you have to go a long way back to the people who originally made it to find out, because for some reason, some places say what they are, but for some reason Anglo Arms don't worry about it and don't say. It's a bit like when you see things and they'll say that it's Damascus steel, but they don't say what the Damascus is. Some places do say what the Damascus is that they've used, but a lot of times it will just say Damascus steel, and it could be anything. It doesn't mean to say there's anything good, other than it's a pattern. I don't mean to say it's going to be strong, because again, you don't know the heat treatment, you don't know what steel they've used. I've got quite a few Damascus knives, and it just says Damascus, but they're not meant to be used for anything other than decoration for me, so I'm not really that bothered what steel it is. They'll never be struck against anything. I'll just pure and simply for the decoration side of it. But if you wanted to know, if you wanted to use them as a proper hefty wacky knife, those Damascus knives, I think you're a fool. I think you're just wasting your time, because it will fail. I say it fail, it might not, maybe I'm wrong, and they are good quality steels, and they are heat treated well. But for me, I'd chase up the original manufacturer, and I'd find out exactly what Damascus is made, exactly what steel has been used for that Damascus, and find out everything you can about it before you spend money on that sort of thing. Is it going to cost you more money? Of course it is, but you get what you pay for. If you're in a situation where you need a decent knife, and this is what you're going to be relying on for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, you want something you know is not going to break the first time you use it. Is this that? Of course it's not. This will last. Who knows how long it will last for? As a survival knife, if you don't smash it around too much, I'd say it'll be okay. There is a certain amount of strength with 8 spot welds, yeah. But will I be using this to bash on logs and chop trees down? No, not really. If it was the only thing I had, and that's all I had to use, then of course I would. But I wouldn't be too upset when it broke. So anyway, there you have it. That's all from me. That's answered the question. If any of you were wondering, as I was, what's behind the scales? That's what's behind them. Come here. Yeah. It's those eyes. They always get in the way. There we have it. Now you know, the secret's out. Just thought I'd have a quick, little closer look, just so if anybody wants to. Let me just change the focus, maybe a few seconds. No, focus is crap. I need to get something better when I'm doing these, better camera. If I ever get to the point where I'm getting a decent amount of subscribers, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about the subscribers I've got. You're a decent lot, and I'm very pleased that I've got the ones I've got. What I should have said was, if I ever got to the point where my channel was making some sort of income, then I would look at getting a better camera. But for now, it is a hobby, and I don't have the money. So for now, we'll have to put up with what I've got. And thank you, my friends, who are subscribing to me. I do appreciate it, and I love you all. And I'll be doing another video over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, or the next, what day is it? Tomorrow will be Saturday. So it's either going to be tomorrow night, or it might be Monday. There's no post on Sunday. It's just I'm waiting for delivery of a new knife. Once that comes, I'll be doing a quick walk and talk on that particular knife, which I'm really looking forward to. Okie dokie. With that, it's arrivederci from the Toad, and I look forward to seeing you all again, and thank you for your time. As always, like and subscribe, keep things a shardy side up, look after yourselves, my friends, and it's so long from the Toad.